We all know some good players will fall in the NFL draft, and maybe they won't become superstars, but even if they become decent depth players, maybe be a corner or receiver three, I still think that there's quite a few guys in this class that is pretty loaded at the top, has a lot of guys that will make pretty decent third or fourth round picks, even if they're not projected to be so right now. So starting off, Jack Sawyer was a part of Ohio State's run to winning the national championship, and I feel like I saw him a lot in the top two rounds of people's boards before the past season. I think part of the fall off in hype was just due to production. He did outproduce his junior year, but I think people were looking forward to him putting up over 11 sacks, and he only had 9. A positive, though, on his production is that he's gotten better every year in college, and his best traits are the fact that he has great size. At 6'4", 260, he'll have the size to play a pretty good role in a 4-3 defense. He's also pretty decent at attacking the run and moving horizontally down the line. He also has the motor to run all the way through a play and to keep pressure on the quarterback during coverage plays. If you don't really get what I'm saying by a coverage play, I mean when no one else has gotten to the quarterback yet, but the coverage down the field is good enough not to allow him to throw. Essentially, Sawyer is there normally to stop the quarterback from scrambling or to outwork the lineman towards the end of plays and finally put true pressure and get to the quarterback and lay a hit. Some of his unlikable traits, though, are the fact that he's got a stiff lower half. This could come from an MCL tear that he suffered during high school. He's also got a slow get off towards the start of the plays, even with his motor to run through the entire play. He's definitely a good defensive end mentally, though, and shows a lot of game awareness. This should help him some to make up for his lack of quickness and twitch. I could see him being a threat to some heavier tackles in the league, though. I personally don't think he's a reach in the mid-third round, but he may fall near pick 100. Next up, Nick Nash from San Jose is personally one of my favorite mid-round receivers in the upcoming draft, and don't let his rank 227 on the ESPN board fool you. He's a top 150 prospect for sure, and I don't think he would be a reach in the 4th round. Coming out the draft, Nick Nash kind of reminds me of Puka Nacua in a weird way, going to similar tiers of schools in BYU and San Jose State, both being seen as players good at going up and getting the ball, and also fairly similar size. They're almost the same height, arm length, and hand size. Both are 6'1" with 31-inch arms, and the hand size is only a half an inch apart. Nash definitely has been a better producer at the college level than Nacua was, although only 2 years of true production. In 24, he was one of the best statistical receivers in college football. Earlier on in his career, there were some injuries. In the past year of 2024, he had 1,300 yards along with 16 touchdowns and 104 receptions. Of course, he does play in the Mountain West Conference, so the competition wasn't the greatest in college football, and a lot of his best games came against weaker opponents. Even with that said, he still looks pretty good on tape. He is honestly so good at tracking the ball through the air, and I could see him making his living in the red zone. Some concerns are about his athleticism, but I think he does play a lot faster than his 4.57 time would suggest. With his traits, you may be thinking about a tight end conversion, but he lacks run blocking skills as a wide receiver, and also his weight would hold him back. And I think that's fine because I believe he has the hustle and the tools to develop into a wide receiver too. Probably 3 just because he is a little bit older. My ultimate takeaway from Nash is that when a ball hits his hands, he comes down with it. Although he's 24 and will be 25 by the time of the regular season, I still think he's worth a 4th round pick. We saw Devon Vele last year be drafted in the 7th round as a 26-year-old rookie, and he was honestly playing as a wide receiver 4 or 3 for the Broncos. I think Nash in some ways carries some of the traits as Vele, such as being able to maximize his catch radius. The last sleeper prospect I'll be able to discuss before the start of the 2025 NFL Draft is Dorian Strong, the cornerback from Virginia Tech. Strong is a lengthy corner at 6'1", and he really understands how to use his size to his advantage. He uses his length to help on press coverage and covering man-on. He's also a smooth athlete, good at swiveling and flipping direction. He isn't exactly a fast corner though, only running a 4.5, and he is a bit of a risk taker at times, however. And that's exactly one of the things that makes him a riskier pick in this class. Although he's strong, like his last name implies, sometimes when he beats, he resorts to grabbing and doesn't truly know how to recover. He also doesn't quite have recovery speed. With that said though, I still think he can make a pretty good corner in the red zone. He's good at tracking the ball through the air and knows how to use his hands to break up passes. The main thing holding him back from being taken in the top 2 rounds is his speed. Still a risk in the 3rd, and it feels like corners like him normally dropped in the draft. Something that will help him raise his stock, though, is that he isn't purely a man corner. Although he is great in press, his zone coverage is pretty decent as well. He has the IQ and is good at knowing how to track the quarterback's eyes. He is also a great tackler, going back to the length he has and knows how to finish wrapping up on tackles. Overall, his speed is the number one thing holding him back, but he can make an excellent physical corner, especially on the goal line due to the tackling ability and his strength. I think he makes a better outside corner due to not having the speed to keep up on slot receivers. I'd be comfortable, though, spending a 4th round pick on him, and I really hope my Broncos do to bring him in as a corner 3. And another great thing about his physical game is that he's able to stop the receivers from completing catches due to his length and his strength. And I think that will especially help him when it comes to those goal line jump balls or even anywhere in the red zone.